Today I want to talk to you about Sinners. By the way, I am sitting underneath the painting that my grandfather did many years ago I don't know the name of the woman. I find the painting absolutely stunning, and it hangs in my living room, and I'm very proud of it, and I want to share it with you. And it has a little bit to do with the movie Sinners that I'm going to talk about today, because the movie's about heritage, and it's about cultural heritage, and it's about it's about music, of course. I'm not a musician, but to me, this painting feels like music in its own way. Anyway, let's get to the movie. Sinners was directed and written by Ryan Coogler. It stars Michael B. Jordan in a dual role as two twin brothers. Also stars Haley Steinfeld. Delroy Lindo, Buddy Guy, musician, makes a cameo appearance as well. I was in a packed theater. I was at an 11 p.m. show, and the audience loved it, and so did I. Yes, it's a vampire movie, but it's much more than that. It actually doesn't feel like a vampire movie for the first 45 minutes. I was thinking actually of the films of the gentleman who made Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is not my favorite film of all time by any means, but it is very watchable, and so is Sinners. The story flows, and it just moves not like a freight train, like a bullet train. Like it just rolls along and you're carried with it. It's about two brothers named Smoke and Stack. They are twins. They're both played by Michael B. Jordan. And they are returning to their Mississippi home from Chicago, where they'd been for 7 years. I believe they'd also participated in the war, which refers to World War I. They've got a lot of street smarts. They got a lot of common sense, and they got a lot of money. It's hinted at in the dialogue that they have been working for mobster Al Capone. So they're running around town very quickly making deals. They make a deal for a sawmill. They're going to turn it into a juke joint, a dancing establishment. They assemble a cook, a bouncer, and they find some great musicians, including Sammy. Sammy happens to be a tremendous guitar player, and he's also the nephew of the twin brothers. And it is a huge success. People are coming in from all over the place, and the joint is popping. And something very interesting happens as the music gets more and more heightened. Spirits are summoned from past and future. And so you see a lot of cultural antecedents and descendants from the music that's being played. And it's worked into the music. And it's very interesting to hear. A movie, for a little while, is almost like a very innovative concert. And I mean that as a compliment. I really enjoyed this stretch. It loses sight of the story for a few minutes, but you don't mind because the music is great and the performances are great. But vampires are outside. An Irish vampire, played very entertainingly by Jack O'Connell, has showed up. He's got two vampire friends with him, and they're very eager to get inside the juke joint, but they say, no, sorry, you can't come in. And you know the legend about vampires, which is that they can only come inside if invited. Naturally, a battle takes place. And the vampires outside have been turning some people who are leaving the establishment into more vampires. So suddenly gradually there is a very large cadre of children of the night outside, and the battle ensues. And it's exciting, it's bloody, at times it's funny, and it's not to be missed. I have to point something out, by the way. This is a horror movie, except that at no point was I actually scared. And I don't mean that as an insult to the filmmakers. It wasn't that kind of a horror movie. It was more of an adventure. It was like the film Aliens, if you've ever seen that. It was more of a battle, more of a war movie than a horror film. Some things that happened are a little horrifying, very exciting, very thrilling. Almost becomes like a like a superhero film, which is not surprising because Ryan Coogler directed Black Panther and the second Black Panther film, so he knows how to do superheroes very well. I really enjoyed Sinners. I also hope that it is remembered during awards season, because, you know, a movie comes out in April. That's not quite the summer blockbuster season. It's also not quite the doldrums of February and March, where studios tend to dump the movies that they think aren't going to do well. It can be very hard during the awards season for voters of the awards to remember the movies that were released very early in the year. And that's not fair. But that's the rule of the game right now. So if you are a voter, or you know a voter, please remember Sinners when it comes time to hand out the awards, because I think this one was a winner, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm also very happy for the filmmaker, Ryan Coogler, because in his deal, it says that he gets to keep the copyright of the movie 25 years from now. So in 2050, Sinners is going to revert back to him, and he's hopefully going to do great things with it and keep it alive. He may have already made some sequels and some spin-off movies for it. Anyway, I hope we'll be talking about Sinners for many years to come. And thank you for watching.